Ladies and gentlemen, didn't I tell you this would take place? Didn't I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Didn't I tell you that this is happening. It's happening in the way that I said it would. And it's pretty amazing. Now, we find out today, ladies and gentlemen, that President Obama would intervene to stop Bernie Sanders. Well, we also found out, as according to Politico, President Obama says that Joe Biden doesn't have it. So, this is pretty unbelievable. And then we have Elizabeth Warren tanking in the polls. And then we have a statement from Mayor Buttigieg regarding, a statement that he tried to explain that he couldn't explain. So that will definitely harm the poll numbers. There's nobody viable. Elizabeth Warren has tanked in the polls. Biden absolutely does not have the support of President Obama. Not only does he not have the support, but I will read the Politico article. President Obama does not want Bernie Sanders. He does not want Biden. We know this today. This is something that we learned today. He does not want President Obama. President Obama does not want Bernie Sanders, does not want Joe Biden. Nobody wants Elizabeth Warren. Bloomberg is at 3%. He spent $30 million already. He's at 3%. He's probably just getting just in terms of the interest on CDs or bonds that he owns, just in terms of just income he gets from that he's never going to utilize. He just, he'll spend it for Clinton. Eric H526. Thank you, Eric H526. So this is absolutely phenomenal. Clinton has not closed the door. I stated in 2017, Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. The article is going to be below in the pinned comment. But it's just so interesting. Now, let's just read this. Why is President Obama saying all of this, doing all of this? Now, you can say, he didn't say it himself. No, but the article is out there for a reason. The New York Post, the Washington Examiner. Obama once admitted Joe Biden doesn't have it for 2020 bid. This is the same day that President Obama, that the Politico article talked about how he would intervene. And check out my upload prior to this one, that he would intervene to ensure that Bernie Sanders doesn't win. President Obama is beloved within the Democratic Party. If they could put him on Mount Rushmore or add him, they would. Okay? He has support. Oddly enough, Clinton also has perhaps not the same amount of support, but almost. So, this is not by accident, ladies and gentlemen. It's really, really not by accident. None of this takes place. They never believed ever that Bernie Sanders had a chance because they were always going to cheat him. And now you have President Obama saying, no way. They never were going to give him a chance ever. They were never going to give Bernie a chance. They didn't want Biden. Biden, when he speaks, you're talking about slurred speech. And nobody knows what he's talking about half the time. Listening to Biden is like, listening to AOC give a lecture on string theory. Nobody knows he doesn't know what he's talking about. And nobody knows what he's talking about half the time. So it's like, and then Warren does not have grassroots support. So, again, let's just read this article right here. Obama once admitted Joe Biden doesn't have it for 2020 bid. This is November 26, 2019, everyone. November 26, 2019. Former President Obama apparently doesn't have high hopes for how Joe Biden will fare in the presidential election, telling another Democratic candidate his two-term vice president doesn't have it. According to a report, Obama has been meeting with potential 2020 Democratic hopefuls in his Washington, D.C. office to offer them advice and weigh their commitment to running in a primary election and then having a plan to move on to the grueling general election. This is all, hilarious. The Democratic establishment is counting on him to stop Trump, perhaps stave off Bernie as well, but can his cerebral politics, the people of Libya have loved his cerebral politics. Oh, so cerebral. Still galvanize voters in this age of extremes. Not an age of extremes. What's so extreme about being the first president to step foot in North Korea? What's so extreme about record low unemployment? What's so extreme about signing the First Step Act, scaling back U.S. foreign policy, withdrawing Americans? My God. The fact that it's funny, nobody cares about impeachment anymore. So nobody cares about impeachment. And so let's continue. We'll just read this. During one sit-down with a Democratic candidate, according to the report, Obama spoke about his former running mate. Quote, he pointed out that during his own 2008 campaign, he had an intimate bond with the electorate, especially in Iowa, that he no longer has. He had 0.08% in Iowa. He didn't even get 1% in Iowa, so I don't know what this is all about. And you know who really doesn't have it? Joe Biden. Oh, okay, he's talking about himself, okay. Well, of course, he doesn't have an intimate relationship with reality, much less anyone else. I saw this 3 years ahead of what's happening. There is no way that they're going to go with anyone but Clinton. Clinton still runs the Democratic Party. Nobody is going. Okay. The notion that they would be okay with Medicare for all is nonsense. The notion that they would be willing to allow Warren or Bernie Sanders is a fantasy. The notion that the belief that they would be okay with Biden winning and that they believe that Biden could defeat Trump is hilarious. They know that Biden can't defeat Trump. The only person who could possibly is Clinton, and she won't defeat Trump. He pointed out that during his own 2008 campaign, Biden, who served with Obama in the White House for 8 years, has made it clear that he's running on the former president's accomplishments and has staunchly defended many of the administration's achievements. I asked President Obama not to endorse. Yeah, right. Just like you didn't speak to Hunter about Burisma. And he doesn't want to. Whoever wins this nomination should win it on their own merits. He's losing money. Biden is losing money every month. So it's like, So it's like, it's really unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. So President Obama today, he's in the news, not just saying that Biden doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have what it takes, because he doesn't. But he's also saying, yeah, not only does Biden not have a chance, but we're going to intervene. So it's bad enough that they cheated Bernie Sanders. But he's not a Democrat. President Obama stated he's not a Democrat, even though he's the embodiment. One would think he's the embodiment of liberal values, of left-leaning values. And it's just pretty unbelievable. Quantum football! Is there any way to appeal the Don McGahn ruling? Or are we? No, it's not. They're not going to get anything. Thank you, Quantum Football. Thank you. Great name, by the way. Quantum Football. They're not going to get anything from McGahn or anyone else because he didn't do anything wrong. Their whole thing, Quantum Football, their whole thing is, they're always saying that Trump is just right about to be kicked out of office. He did nothing wrong. He had every right to ask about Biden. He had every right to inquire about corruption and the DNC reaching out to the Ukraine, which was documented. So he did nothing wrong. He wasn't. Nobody believes that. Even President Obama doesn't believe that Biden can win. So why would Trump believe this? The issue with Biden is not like. The reason he won't win is not because President Trump wanted to investigate his dealings or his conflicts of interest. The reason Biden's not going to win is because Biden doesn't even want to run for president. He's just doing so for Clinton. They're all doing it for Clinton. It's a political machine. It's pretty obvious. I mean, Democrats are like, oh, we got McGahn. It's like, okay, they have to impeach. They have to impeach Trump before Christmas, or they want to. But I don't think it's gonna harm Trump at all. He'll probably try to appeal it, though. Quantum Football, thank you. Thank you very much, Quantum Football. Great name. But yeah, I mean, you have a situation where in addition to Biden, you have Obama privately said he would speak up to stop Sanders. He would intervene. This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. I mean, it's just really, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's very believable, but it's like, they can't just it's not humanly possible for Democrats not to cheat Bernie Sanders. Okay? And I think the saddest part of everything isn't that they're going to cheat Bernie Sanders. It's that they think that the primary would be fair. Bernie voters think the primary would be fair. I don't know why. They already got cheated. Obama privately said he would speak up to stop Sanders. President Obama privately said he would speak up to stop Bernie Sanders from becoming the Democratic presidential nominee. If Bernie were to run away with it, I think maybe we would all have to say something. But I don't think that's likely. It's not happening. No one's going to run away with anything except Clinton. No one's going to run away. Oh, here we go. De Niro, life for Americans during the Trump presidency is like living in a, I don't even want to say it, a horrendous household. Oh my God. Maybe if you have serious, whatever. I'm not even going to get into it. You could thank Robert De Niro and Bill Maher and all these wonderful people for Trump getting reelected. Because the average American not only doesn't feel this way, is insulted that you'd have Hollywood, these are Hollywood, I don't want to say icon anymore, but these are like, celebrated actors that instead of just simply being there for all people, have to inject their political opinions. It's not like for a political cause. It's just like, they don't like a candidate and they have to go overboard. And it's like, it actually has the opposite effect, which we've seen the opposite take place. They try to go up against Trump and it never works. A close advisor told Politico that, quote, "I can't even imagine with this field how bad it would have to be for him to say something," referring to Obama speaking out against a candidate. So he would speak out. Politico also described the relationship between Warren and President Obama as famously complicated. That's a really diplomatic and Democratic Party way of saying they can't stand one another. The former president reportedly said in private conversations that if Democrats supported her, it would serve as a rejection of his economic policies. So he went after Warren, too. He went after Warren in one day. Warren, Bernie, and Biden have all been sunk by an article regarding President Obama. Support for impeachment is decreasing, not increasing. People are tired. Independents have no interest in it at all. Dr. Dan Miggs, thank you. Stay strong, HA. The moo will rise. God bless. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dan Miggs. Thank you. Yes. The golden one, the golden moo will rise. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. It's really interesting, that people want to live in a fantasy. They want to live in a dream, a nice liberal dream sanctioned by the Democratic Party. I just hope that everything works out for my favorite candidate. Tim Petterpren. Tim, thank you. Impeachment will be on hold indefinitely. Dems will use impeachment narrative to undermine Scott's number. That's true. I think Amy Coney Barrett, Tim. I've done a whole bunch of videos on Amy Coney Barrett. She's a woman. She's very accomplished. And they already tried to disparage her and undermine her, Tim. It didn't work out. So the optics would be very bad for them to try to harm or disparage or undermine Amy Coney Barrett. And I think that she should be, and I think she will be the next Supreme Court nominee of President Trump. You look at President Trump, if he gets 3 Supreme Court nominees, he's the first president to step foot in North Korea. We have record low unemployment, and he signs, just landmark legislation on criminal justice reform. He's a very good president. All of this nonsense regarding his personality, it's actually more of a reflection on how Democrats see him than what he actually is. Tim, thank you so very much. In one day, ladies and gentlemen, in one day, you had 3 of the top candidates who were just placeholders. Eric H526, thank you. In one day, you have 3 of the top people in the Democratic primary that really aren't going to win, but are just there to pave the way for Clinton. President Obama, by the way, wants Clinton to lose. He's paving the way for Clinton, but he knows that he will be the most important. Well, he's already the most important and influential person, but he might not be the person that actually runs the Democratic Party political machine right now. He might run it alongside Clinton. And he's a former 2-term president. He's not really running the machine. He's just beloved, and he's slowly, because he has his own foundation, so he's slowly becoming the person who runs the entire Democratic Party. He's waiting for Clinton to just ram it into another iceberg. Clinton's going to lose again to Trump. When that takes place, President Obama will take complete control of the Democratic Party from the Clintons. That's what I think is going to take place. That's what I really think that's what's going to take place. So, Bloomberg has 3%. So Bloomberg is there for I know it sounds funny, like, oh yeah, everything you say revolves around, Bill and Hillary. It's like I just it's a political machine where everything's taking place. I do not believe that Michelle Obama is going to run for president. I do not believe that at all. I think only Clinton. Pilgrim Driver! Can you imagine the DNC convention circus? I think that Clinton's going to be once again, just worshipped at the DNC convention, and Pilgrim Driver, nobody will be more excited and happy and enthusiastic and vindicated than me. I was saying that Clinton could not win in 2015. Oh my God, it's like I was the most unpopular person in high school. Oh my God, they couldn't stand me. Oh my God. Hit pieces. Oh, the social media, anger. Oh my God. And now they're going to pretend initially that they don't want to vote for Clinton. They don't want Clinton. Oh no. When Clinton runs, obviously it's partly satire, but really the people who say that, I don't want to vote for her, there's got to be better options. No, the people who voted in 2016 for Clinton better vote for Clinton in 2020. Otherwise, they're helping re-elect President Trump, which is fine with me. But it, basically shows who they are as human beings. Jordan B. I'm thinking of cashing out my property in California. I enjoy the weather here, but things getting too crazy. What state is a good California alternative? Jordan B., you probably get a better answer from everyone else on this thread. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine Idaho is pretty good. I've heard great things about Boise, Idaho. But you know what? Everybody on the chat, give Jordan B your opinion. If you live in a state that you think you should move to, let him know. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan B. Thank you. Well, I mean, it's happening. It's happening. If you look at Warren, Elizabeth Warren, Elizabeth Warren, she didn't even endorse Bernie Sanders. Half of Warren's supporters have abandoned her in 1 month. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. And you wonder about these polls too. Like the latest national poll, Warren plummeted from 28% in October to 14% in November. Wow. Kanipiak finds that Medicare for All became more unpopular as Americans understood what it means. As Americans understood what it means. Oh my God, what did I say? Everything that certain... I don't even want to get into it. There are pundits, there are people who said vote Clinton in 2020. Then they adopted Medicare for All, and I knew what would happen. They were only funneling votes. People found out that the Mercatus study, you'd have to double or triple tax collection. If you find it's a noble idea, but we're not a European country. Well, it works in this country, it works in that country. Well, it's not going to work. We have 320 million people, and we have a foreign policy that needs to be scaled back. We spend far too much on interventions and foreign policy. So, this is unbelievable. Bernie Sanders critiques Elizabeth Warren's Medicare for All plan. Oh my God. This is happening. Didn't I tell everybody this? Forget about it. I'm not going to say, I told everybody. This is not, they have absolutely no intention. They never had any intention of an actual primary. They never had any intention of seeing which candidate would rise to the top. There's a reason that Biden was always number one. He's the establishment candidate. That's it. That's it. That's it. He's the establishment candidate. All they needed was an establishment candidate. I mean, all that they believe, the only person they believe can win is an establishment Democratic candidate who's been there a long time. Politico, Warren nosedives in new nationwide poll. Clinton is going to be nominee. Why have I focused so much the past 3 years? Because I know that there is no Democratic Party. It's a political machine. When people say that she's not going to run again, all of this from the Steele dossier that she purchased to President Obama stating today he's going to ensure that Bernie Sanders doesn't win, and he doesn't think Biden has what it takes. And also, he doesn't like Warren. I mean, what more do you need? This is hilarious. This is really, really hilarious. What more do you need? What more do you need? There's really like... It's really interesting. It's really interesting too because nobody seems to like... Nobody on the left, like if you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, they don't get it. They really think that Bernie could win. Gnarly Vato, hello. I hope all is well. Hope all is well. Thank you. They really think Bernie can win, but he was already cheated. Valerie Rogers, I do not. I would not want anything to do with them. I have nothing to do with the Democratic Party. My God Almighty. I just know that the golden moo-moo will rise again, and no one's going to be a bigger fan. Because my whole thing is, you better vote for Clinton again. You better not pretend. You better not pretend to be a 2016 version of me. Oh, no. When it wasn't popular, I was stating the truth. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. When it wasn't popular, I was stating the truth, and I was having to kind of, deal with all the hysterical the hysterical reaction. I really was, oh my God. Brooke Bonilla! Brooke, thank you for this Thanksgiving. I am thankful for H.J. Goodman. Been a subscriber since 2015. Thank you, Brooke. God bless you. Thank you so very much. Thanks for always bringing the truth. Brooke Bonilla, thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. And first of all, for your generosity, thank you, but also for watching since 2015. Not many people here. And, for those of you who have watched since 2015, thank you. Brooke, remember in 2015, those were the days I used to wear the collared shirt. I used to be like, just to let everybody know, if you look at this poll, Hillary Clinton can't win. And then I got hate, oh my God, this person, H.A. Badman, how dare you say something bad about the Golden Moo-Moo? Oh my God. Thank you, Brooke Bonilla. Thank you so very much. Greatly appreciating. Thank you for watching since 2015. Yeah, late 2015, I started this channel. In fact, everyone, you can look at my pinned comment. I have one of my first segments in late 2015. It's Hillary Clinton is unelectable. Nobody. I said she would lose swing states. Nobody wanted to hear anything. They didn't want to hear. They didn't want to hear it. Nobody wanted to hear it. Oh, by the way, I can't say this on the live stream, but how do I say this? Joe Biden's son was. There's a really interesting article about him. I can't really talk about it, but you could look it up. It's in the New York Post. He was caught doing something in a very interesting location. Can't bring it up, but it's pretty unbelievable that, it's like if you're Joe Biden's son, you pretty much can get away with it. There's a lot of great press about Biden. Oh my God. Oh my God. Brooke Bonilla, thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for the kind message as well. Thank you. Yeah, I just am waiting to see who's going to say that, who's going to pretend. Amish Space Force, is that how you found it? Yes, the people. Amish Space Force, yes, thank you. That's actually how I find out about people also. By the way, Amish Space Force, one of the great names of all time. I have some amazing names on this channel. Amish Space Force, one of the great names. I've had some great ones, too. What are the other ones? Freedom Autopsy Report is a great name. I got some really good names on this channel. Teresa King, thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Yeah, so I just, what? If they're smart, what they'll do, the Clinton's campaign, she'll decide to run before Christmas. So then during Christmas, in everyone's Christmas dinner, they'll all be talking about they'll all be talking about Hillary. It'll be exactly the way to celebrate Christmas. What better way than to think of Bill and Hillary Clinton? There's no better way. I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, everybody. And let me give you a big hug, everyone. Oh, yeah. I want to give you Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope your stockings are full. I can fill them for you, if you know what I mean. With toys and all these wonderful gifts. What did you think I meant? You know what? Get your mind out of wherever it is. Could you imagine having Bill Clinton and his fantastic and amazing wife over for Christmas dinner. That would be so awesome. It would cost you about $350,000, but it would be great. Eric, age 526. Yes, that's great. We have 300 people, ladies and gentlemen, without even a notification. So that's pretty good. Let's look at some more negative articles about Warren. That's a good one. That's always a fun pastime. I mean, like, aren't they supposed, like, have you ever noticed that Warren and Biden and Bernie, they're not speaking? Like, where are these, aren't they supposed to, or Elizabeth Warren releases climate change ad promising to create 1 million jobs. Okay, nobody believes it. So that's fine. But nobody believes it, so. Oh my God. On social media, nobody even shares her posts, really. I mean, comparatively. And now, I mean, Washington Post, what happened to Elizabeth Warren? What happened is that nobody wanted her to run after she failed her DNA test. And she didn't. And she's. Why would you vote for Warren if you could just vote for Bernie Sanders? Why would you even do that? Why would anyone do that? If you don't like my voice and everything I stand for, and my white hair and the fact that I point, there's a fantastic option. Oh, a really wonderful person. Her name is Warren. Yeah, she didn't back me in 2016, but that's okay. That's what friends are for. Thanks, Warren, for not backing me. Even though you claim to believe everything I believe, which is very funny, and thanks so much for trying to, promote Medicare for all. Now nobody wants it. Congratulations. I was told by a boydie that you have a meme team. I saw what you wrote about me and a little meme, Warren, and I'm not pleased, not one bit. Not a little bit even. And I will get you back for that. Trust me. What happened to Elizabeth Warren? Washington Post. Well, let's see. Every editor of the Washington Post is going to worship Madam Cyber Hack beyond belief. My God almighty. And just please write the articles. You know who we need? We need Clinton, okay? Yeah, I said it. Oh my God, you're so right. This is one of those headlines that in a few months, staffers for Senator Elizabeth Warren may screenshot and embed in fundraising emails. Remember when they wrote us off? Yeah, that'll never happen. It's an admittedly loaded question, asking what happened to one candidate in a remarkably fluid Democratic primary. It's fluid. Before it was robust, now it's fluid. And then it was diverse, but fluid. It's fluid. It ebbs and flows. First we had we had so many great candidates, but now they're no longer up on top, and now it's just Biden, Warren, and Bernie. But wait, now there's Buttigieg, and now, but you know what? It's so fluid. Who's gonna win? Oh, what was that? President Obama said he can't stand the top three? That's bizarre. Right before Thanksgiving. That is definitely not planned. That is completely just serendipity. That's just coinkydink. That's not planned at all. Because as you know, the Democrats will simply allow whoever is the best candidate. They certainly wouldn't decide prior to, prior to the nomination. Would they? Every single editor for the Washington Post. Look, when I pitch a column or an article in any one, Federalist, when it was Salon, or when I was a contributor to The Hill, and when I was a contributor to the Huffington Post, the way it worked is generally when I was there, you could publish your own articles, but after a certain point, they wouldn't allow me to. So, because I had written about, I wrote articles talking about how the Second Amendment could further civil rights. And they didn't like that, so they said, okay, well, this guy, we're not going to allow H.A. Goodman to publish the articles. They have to go through editors. So when all of my articles about Bernie Sanders and all my articles about Clinton's emails and they all went through editors. All went through editors who are now with other publications on the left. So the point is, the Washington Post don't just come up with the headline, what happened to Elizabeth Warren, or Elizabeth Warren's plan is for Medicare for all isn't realistic, all that stuff. The editors have a narrative or a viewpoint that they want to further. They are basically told, look, they're not going to, Tulsi Gabbard cannot win, and nobody else can win. It's only Clinton. And they might not be told Bernie Sanders is not unrealistic. Biden, what's wrong with him? Nobody likes him. Warren failed the DNA test. But there are no articles that are going to be allowed that are going to be published by editors regarding why Clinton is unrealistic. It's always going to be why everyone else is unrealistic. Then when you get to crunch time, and it's the goal line, and they have to punch it in the goal line, they're going to hand the ball to the golden moo-moo. Then you get all of these polls. It's like the polling analysis is hilarious. You're basically talking about, if you're looking at candidates, you're basically talking about stocks without any fundamentals. Everything is subjective with these stocks. So you have these polling experts in the Washington Post and other places, and they're trying to analyze numbers and graphs that are pertaining to candidates where in just one day, if President Obama says he doesn't like you, it's game over. It is game, set, match, over. That's it. You have no candidacy anymore. You have no campaign. In a way, I got to tell you, I feel bad for Bernie Sanders. People say, well, you shouldn't, but I do. I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he just wanted to... I don't know. I feel bad. I feel worse for Bernie Sanders voters. Like it's very fashionable now because you don't have the Bernie bro insult where it's a Bernie Sanders supporter in his parents' basement. And now it's fashionable. In 2016, it wasn't as fashionable. In 2016, if you were saying there was only one candidate, you were not going to vote for the Democratic Party. You were like, oh my God. And even now, it's like nobody even talks that way. Very few people talk that way. So really only negative, like pretty much negative articles for Warren. Negative, well, let's see. Bernie Sanders. Obama privately said he would speak up to stop Sanders. He would intervene. President Obama would intervene to stop. And it's unbelievable. I gotta say, I do respect Crystal Ball. Ex-MSNBC host says network is shameless in coverage of Sanders, but they were always shameless. I mean, they did the same thing in 2016, so she's now on the Hill. She has a great show. But I explain in the Federalist why Bernie Sanders supporters should vote for Trump 2020. That article's below. And you have Bernie Sanders dancing. Okay, he's dancing. I don't know why he just didn't simply say, look, Russia didn't cheat me. Debbie Wasserman Schultz cheated me. And that's the issue. That's what's going on here. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm watching. Oh my God, that's so funny. I guess the sad thing I see is that like people really believe that he can win, but they don't want to become H.A. Badman. So they're stuck in between in a reality that they're like they want to live a fantasy rather than simply like say, "Oh, okay. They will never ever allow Bernie to win ever in a million years." But we're going to pretend that he's the best candidate because we're going to pretend he's going to win because you know what? We can't beat Trump supporters. Everyone is going to vote. Everyone who says they like, almost everyone who says they like Bernie and Warren and Biden, they're all going to vote for Clinton. They're not even going to think twice about it. And then the people who say, I don't really want to, they're not going to be telling the truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. God bless. I will see you tomorrow. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have a great segment, a really great segment coming up. And to my super chat, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, everyone. God bless. Have a great evening. I'll see you.